Yo, what is going on, guys? Surge Danger here, and welcome back to another video on Arrow Season 8. Now, before I start this video, we do have some set photos that came out for Arrow Season 8, Episode 1, and I will do some crediting for those photos and credit to Canada Graphs, as these set photos were taken from him. And as always, I will link their blog page in the description down below if you guys want to check it out yourselves. They do have some really cool stuff over there, whether it's to do like with what they had to say while they were on set, what they saw and think that's going to happen over there. Maybe like you could see other set photos that I may have missed, or like I may not have included in this video. Other cool things like that. As I said, they will be in the description down below, but be sure to check them out. So since the season 7 finale, we literally had no news about what's to come due to this really being Arrow's final season. And last year we did get a new showrunner, being Beth Schwartz. And since then, Arrow really had been like really secretive, apart from the new suits being teased by the executive producer Mark Guggenheim, as well as things that have been announced this week. Set photos for episode 1 to go over. Now, I'll just give you some good news. Yes, Arrow did start filming for its last final season, but not every cast member was present on set yet, and some are really shocking, and I will go over who's in the cast list for this episode in a second. But just saying, James Bamford will be directing this episode once again, and this isn't really that surprising. Saying that makes more sense because James Bamford also directed the season 7 finale. So it is really cool to see him returning once again, and I won't be surprised if we do see him directing other episodes in season 8. And this episode is titled Starling City, and this is really cool because we know since season 4 the city changed its name to Star City and no longer Starling City. So I will go over why this may be the case in the first, but first I will go over the cast list for this episode. As thanks to Rick Gonzalez, the actor who plays Rene Ramirez, posted the front cover on his Instagram, and we were able to see through the paper by doing our Photoshop magic once again. And you guys won't believe who's in this list. So first of all, I think this is the series regular list. Obviously not the surprising characters. We have Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, Laurel Lance, Earth 2 Black Canary or Black Siren, John Diggle as Spartan, Rene Ramirez as Wild Dog, Dinah Drake as Black Canary. And then we have the future Team Arrow, William Clayton, who's like the future Felicity, I guess, Mia Smoke, who's like the future Green Arrow, Black Star, and Connor Hawke, just John Diggle's son, I guess, adopted son. But one thing that I found over here is that I don't see Zoe's name over here, so this leads me to believe that these three are in the series regulars list, and Zoe would just be like a recurring character, something like that. I don't really know. But then we have this character, which isn't really that surprising to see, but it's really cool to see, and it's the Monitor. So Mar Novu will be in episode 1, and that's confirmed. So this would lead me to believe that the Monitor would be there for the premieres of Supergirl season 5, The Flash season 6, and Arrow season 8's premiere. I don't really know if he will be there for Batwoman. I highly doubt it, but I do think that he would be there for the other 3 Arrowverse shows, but he won't be there for Legends. And next we have the most shocking and really, really exciting returning characters that we never would have imagined seeing come back, and they are Moira Queen, Malcolm Merlyn, Tommy Merlyn, and I cannot really picture this other guy. It's like something green. I have no idea who it is. Adrian Chase. And this is really intriguing to see and makes me really, really excited for this episode, because I said it a lot of times. Adrian Chase is my favorite villain in the Arrowverse, and I really wanted him to come back. And we did get Adrian Chase return in season 6, episode 18, as a hallucination. So this time it is really interesting to see what will go down within this character. And Tommy Merlin, who we did see last season, also as an hallucination. And we did get a good Oliver and Tommy moment in that episode as well, which was really cool to see. And I just can't wait to see these dead characters come back one last time. And obviously, one thing that is new is that Felicity is no longer on the cast list, so I have no idea how they will include parts of her, whereas she's supposed to be there. I don't really know how they will do that. However, I won't be surprised if we do see Felicity and Emily Bett Rickards return for the series finale for Arrows, just to get her reaction of Oliver's death. Otherwise, that will just be like really lame if they don't do that. And now I will go over some set photos thanks to Canada Graphs, and I will read out what they had to say when they were on set. Yesterday, I caught Arrow filming in a new studio that is literally known as the Fortress. I had been there for a couple of times in the past, but was unaware of why shows were using it so much, as I assumed it was just some business building that they were using for a day. But instead, it is one of the new crop of little one off studios across the lower mainland that is popped up in the past few years. The former banked the structural integrity to withstand some of the film industry's more tougher stunts to pull off. As I was told yesterday while there, they have even crashed a helicopter into the roof of it. And now some actors who were there. Stephen Amell was walking to and from the set in half of his Green Arrow costume and stopped to meet fans several times throughout the day. I also saw Rick Gonzalez at lunch and briefly got to meet Catherine McNamara for my first time at a set. But the "I wasn't expecting to see you so soon" moment of the day came as former Arrow star turned Chicago Med star, now back for a drop in on Arrow, Colin Donnell. An article had come out just a couple of hours before, seeing him saying that he would be back, and behold, there he was. But Tommy Merlin looked a little different than the one we used to know. Sporting a full beard. Oh, that reminds me, one other thing. I saw that I cannot quite put my finger on what it means yet. During lunch, two stuntmen in Green Arrow attire came out, one looking like Oliver, but the other had a fake black beard on. We also saw a blonde girl in at one point that seemed to be wearing a black mask. The person that was there with me when they went in thought it could be Katie Cassidy, and I was unable to confirm if it was her or not. But you could try to judge yourself by the pics I added below. That said, I hear two people for the cast referenced by crew while I was there. Katie Cassidy being one, the other one was Josh. Who could be Josh? Josh Segarra, as he was also announced as returning in the same article as Colin mentioned in. When I returned later, some fans were now there, and they pieced together to us what they had seen while we were gone. The only actors they had seen while we were gone, Stephen again and John Barrowman. At the end of the evening, we saw three cast leave as Andrea Sixtos, Joseph David Jones, and Catherine McNamara all left, and shortly behind them we saw the director of the episode, James Bamford. One thing I really wanted to point out, and that is that for this photo right here I'm putting on the screen, Oliver has that eye makeup thing, So this is really, really exciting because it means that Oliver is back on with his hood and mask. And I really wasn't a fan of hoodless Oliver. He just didn't look as much badass as he would have with it. So it's really cool to see it come back. And now what is going on over here? So we know Oliver left with the Monitor to assumingly recruit heroes and villains by time traveling, as well as traveling across the multiverse for Crisis. Therefore, Oliver takes up the role as the Harbinger, as I assumed in the Arrowverse. So this could be some time travel stuff, since we are seeing dead characters come back. However, I highly doubt it because number one, Moira Queen is absolutely useless to fight the Anti Monitor, and she is in the cast list, so I don't really know what's happening over here. Maybe it's just Oliver wanting to see his mom, and the Monitor just makes it happen, and something like that. And number two, seeing what Canada Graph said by saying that there were two stuntmen wearing a Green Arrow suit, one looking like Oliver, the other one not. Maybe these characters in the Green Arrow suit are Adrian Chase and Tommy Merlin. However, from another Earth, that both these characters, because in Earth 1 at least, both these characters are dead. And this isn't time travel due to Warner Brothers and CW also said to EW, which I will get to in a second, and this is what they had to say about Adrian and Tommy returning. Adrian Chase comes back in a different way than expected. We are really excited about that because obviously he's one of our favorite villains. Meanwhile, Colin Donnell is not coming as the Tommy we know. The thing with this though is Adrian Chase coming back as Prometheus or as someone else, as Adrian Chase probably had the most epic death in the Arrowverse, whereas Tommy Merlin had the saddest. And this is really gonna be one hell of a season to enjoy, and I just can't wait. So this looks like Oliver is in another Earth, which does also make sense as they use the Queen Mansion, I believe, and the episode is called Starling City, and we know in Earth 2 that the city in over there is still called Starling City, but I highly doubt it will be in Earth 2 because due to one of the episodes in season 2 of The Flash, I can't really remember which one it was, but they did say that Robert Queen was the Green Arrow, and thanks to the cast list, we know that he's not going to appear in this episode. So we are elsewhere in the multiverse, which is really, really exciting. And lastly, I will just go over the news that Catherine McNamara, the actress who plays Mia Smoke, had been promoted to a series regular for the final season, and this is what Beth Schwartz had to say about the future Team Arrow. They're struggling with how to be a team for the first time. There's also the feeling that these kids are just kids and they're flying out without a net. Future Renee, future Dinah, future Felicity are all gone, per the end of season 7, so they're left to figure things out on their own. So yeah, this is interesting to see how their storyline will play out for next season. And for some people, for the flash forwards were really negative, but I seem to enjoy it. So don't hate on me if you're a hater. But yeah, I can't wait to see what the future storyline will be for next year, and I hope it is a bit more character developed than before. And yeah, I hope people do enjoy it this time. And this is all I have for today, guys. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.